Good evening, everyone. Today we have joined with an Insta Live session with Dr. Kavita Chandak ma'am. And today we have joined here on an occasion of International Women's Day. Uh, Ma'am, I have sent you one request. You have to accept it to come on Insta Live. Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. But I can't see myself now.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, no
Ma'am, but
problem.
we can see you.
Okay, no problem.
Ma'am, so we have joined here on an occasion of International Women's Day, and you have been an inspiration to us being a female homeopath. So I just wanted our audience to get inspired by you and be passionate about homeopathy like you. So I have
Okay.
few questions to ask from you. So we can start.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So, ma'am, the first question is, ma'am, you have made a very remarkable impact in the field of homeopathy. So, what inspired you to choose this path, and what keeps you passionate about this work?
Uh, Honestly speaking, Karishma, nothing has inspired me to choose this path because since my childhood, my father is doctor. He is an allopath, and I have been told since my childhood that one day you have to be a doctor. And honestly, I did not know the difference between homeopath, Ayurvedic doctor, or allopathic or dentist. I just knew that I have to be a doctor. So as the time passes and I was in 12th, I achieved good marks, good percentage, and my father put me in homeopathy. I did not know what it is. I just followed him because that in that era when I took admission in 1994. So at that time we never used to ask our parents what you have decided for us. We just used to follow them. So I just followed my father, and I don't know why he put me in homeopathy, though he was allopath. So in that way, I came to homeopathy. But when I was in first year, everybody surrounding people, like our relatives, they used to say that, oh my God, she must have scored very less marks. That's why she is in homeopathy. But honestly speaking, I lost my merit only because of 1%. So I was among the toppers. So it was not about the low marks or percentage. But I don't know, my father decided to put me in homeopathy and I took the admission. But in first year, I actually landed in depression because everybody used to say that you are in homeopathy, so your future is not going to be so much bright, like you won't earn something and you are giving the sabudana pills to other people. So it is not even a true science like that. But when I started my practice with homeopathy, I gradually started learning practically. In theory, when I was in my university days, I actually didn't understand homeopathy. Nobody does. Even today, I am teaching in college and I am guide for PG student. I know nobody understands homeopathy while teaching or while learning in the college. But when you pass out, when you work with some senior homeopath or when you work by your own and you learn from your mistake, then I became more and more passionate with homeopathy. And it was a strange thing, Karishma, because throughout my life, I have been told that you are going to give only that sabudana pills, the sweet magic pills. But I understood its magic when I started my own practice. And when I started getting results with just 1 or 2 drops of medicine, I understood that it is something different and it made me more and more passionate about homeopathy. And then I started eating homeopathy, sleeping homeopathy, walking homeopathy, like Amitabh Bachchan. And gradually I become what I am today.
That's very inspiring to hear, ma'am. So, ma'am, I wanted to ask you this question that being a female, we have many roles to play, like being a wife, being a mother, also a practitioner, also you are teaching, you are being a guide to PG students. So, how do you manage and balance all these roles in your life?
Karishma, I have my own schools in foreign also. I'm teaching over there also. Every month I am out of India for around 10 to 15 days because I'm working in Europe, in various countries of Europe. I'm working in Russia. I have my clinic in Turkey. So everywhere I have clinic. And in Nagpur itself, I have two clinic, and our new branch is now going to open in June. It will be a huge clinic with all facilities, and it will be a unique place. People would love, homeopaths would love to visit it. Like that, I'm making by mixing European and Asian concept. So it will be a very unique clinic. You can work, you can manage everything. When there is a will, there are thousands of ways. I don't believe in the thing that when there is a will, there is a way. Why a way? There are thousands of ways. It's a matter of your will. I never give up. If somebody challenges me, I take it as a challenge. I take it as an inspiration. If somebody criticizes me, I'm so much thankful to them. Even in my book, you must be knowing about this book, Healing Woman with Homeopathy. It is published with Bijan. In this foreword, I wrote that how can I forget my criticisms? Because of them, I am here today. So I take every criticism as an inspiration. And if somebody says that you can't do it, then it is really bad for the next person, not for me. Because I don't stop until I prove him that I can do it. Nothing is impossible. And to be a woman is really a blessing. I don't feel that it is like something we are lacking. In fact, it is really a blessing because I got to learn from my parents. Then I got very nice husband, very nice man in my life. Let me tell you one thing. After our marriage, I got married in very nice family. But after marriage, there were some issues, and we both got shifted to Nagpur without anything. We didn't even have 20 rupees in our pocket. And we got shifted to Nagpur. It was not easy to live here. And I told my husband that, permit me, I will do some allopathic practice, general practice in slum area so that at least I can raise 200 rupees per day. And he said, no, you are not born to be a general practitioner. You are born to be a consultant. Let people come and visit you. Even today you want to do allopathic practice, the day will come, the big allopaths will come and sit in your OPD. So just go ahead, trust yourself. Nothing is impossible. And gradually things happen. Just face it. I never run away from my, from any type of problem in my life. I never run away. I face them. When I was child, when I was in university, I had a very strange passion. I used to insist my professors, doctors to take test for every chapter. And apart from me, except me, everybody in class used to, angry with me. Why you are suggesting to take a test? It's very difficult. We have to study then we have to give the test, then teacher will scold us, like we have to face the reprimandation like that. But I used to face everything. And it was a passion because in that way you get to judge yourself what is your level. Until and unless this truth you are going to accept about your levels, you are not going to climb on the next level. You feel that I am at a good level. So I always try to judge myself. Nobody can judge me, but I can judge myself. Because you see, nobody has the right to judge me. But I have this filter for me. I always judge myself and I have my competition with myself. That's why I am everywhere with great satisfaction, with proper balance, and nothing damages. I stay in Europe or in foreign every month for 15 days. And in remaining 15 days, I have to run my two clinics. And apart from that, I have a web clinic on which I have patients from 40 plus countries. So I'm managing everything with very mental peace, with harmony, with strategy.
So inspiring, ma'am. Ma'am, uh, the point that you said that you manage so many things, so many patients, so many clinics. So, despite being such a busy schedule, how do you manage to have this positive mindset and productivity?
It's very simple. It depends on your family. It's not like that I didn't face anything. I faced whatever I faced. I can't share it publicly, but whatever I faced, I actually landed in depression after that. But, you know, I just had one thought that I'm not here in this world to die like animal. God has given me the birth of human being. It means there is some meaning behind it. There is some reason behind it. So later on, from that phase, I started working for women empowerment. I'm not only doing medical practice, Karishma. I am even handling a NGO. I'm director of NGO Padmaja Welfare Foundation, and we are working in health sector as well. We are working in rehabilitation of widows. I'm working and I am delivering free seminars for the public. Today morning also I delivered a free seminar for the school about the parenting. Later on in afternoon I delivered a free lecture for BJP. The government, they invited me for the lecture about health awareness. So like that I am doing so many social activities. But for everything I plan months before. It's not like that you get hodgepodge with lot of schedule. It's not like that. I plan months before because I have my foreign clinics also. So ultimately I have to book my visas, tickets, everything. So my every planning is months before. And life is so unpredictable. When you plan something, obviously every time you are going to face something unpredictable. Like my father, sometimes he becomes sick, or I have other responsibilities. I have father-in-law, mother-in-law. I have a young son, 26 years old. He's living in Mumbai. So I have so many responsibilities. But if something happens, I always keep a margin of 2 or 3 days in my every activity, so that if something will happen, I have the time, I can go. And in relationship, in our family environment, if I am not able to go, even for my own father, if I am in foreign and if he is not well, my husband goes and visit him. So we have divided the responsibilities like that. We are living for each other. And when you have a very good understanding partner, nothing is impossible for you. There is a proverb in Hindi. I usually say that, कौन कहता है कि आसमान में सुराख नहीं होता? कौन कहता है कि आसमान में सुराख नहीं होता? एक पत्थर तो तबीयत से उछालो यारो. If you have a strong will to achieve something, nobody is going to stop you. The whole universe will come and help you to go in that direction.
So true, ma'am. So true. So, ma'am, as you mentioned that you work for women's in the
Yes.
society also. So, can you just share that how homeopathy can be very beneficial for women's health?
You see, homeopathy is not only beneficial for women's health, and I am not only working in women's sector. I am working for everybody. I am taking the awareness programs about autism, ADHD. The theme is that why do we get unhealthy children from healthy parents? So I am taking this session also. The second topic of my lecture for non-medicos people is prevention is better than cure, in which I explain everything. For example, I show them the PPTs, PowerPoint presentation and I put some videos from my clinic, and I just explain them. See, if you will play with nature, you will go against the nature. If you will consume some oral pills to extend the menstruation, for example, you are going to pay it at the age of menopause. If you will put deodorant in your axilla here, you are going to land in asthma. Then do not come and ask me that, doctor, we don't have asthma in our 7th generation. How I am now victim of asthma. So I always talk about lifestyle disorder. I have many topics about public health awareness, and this is my passion. Nobody is going to pay you for these sessions. They just arrange, they can arrange LCD projector or venue, and that's all. And they can give you only an appreciation letter. But I never worked for money. Even when I didn't have 20 rupees in my pocket, my husband used to tell me, listen, Kavita, you are like a kasturi. You know, kasturi, saffron, not saffron, what we call it, kasturi, which we get from kangaroos. So my husband used to say always that kasturi has such a strong smell. Musk is the correct word. Musk has such a strong smell, nobody can hide it. So you have that smell and aroma in your personality. Nobody can hide it. One day you will shine like anything. So trust yourself and go ahead. I always followed my husband.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, so as you have been practicing for so many years, and as your journey as a homeopathic practitioner, has there any been a case which has left a deep impact on you?
Thousands of cases are there, Karishma. Thousands of cases. Because I'm practicing since 25 years and teaching also since around 15 years. So I'm with University Nashik Health Sciences and MUHS. So I'm with everybody. I'm attached with the university even in Turkey, Deuce University. I'm the part of scientific committee, and I usually be the part of scientific committees of European Liga. LMHI Congress. Now it will happen in Utrecht in May 2025. So I'm being, many of the times I'm invited there as a keynote speaker. So I try to explain my cases on such a prestigious platform. There are many cases, but one is really near to my heart. There is a patient um, whom I was looking forward actually for taking care for 8 years around, and he had bilateral kidney failure, CKD. And I maintained that patient with homeopathy. He used to play cricket, used to eat every regular food, and life was awesome. He was totally normal. And suddenly, what happened in the COVID period, he was diagnosed with mucormycosis. You see, I maintained this patient for years, and all of a sudden, your patient with CKD getting diagnosis of mucormycosis, black fungus. And recently, he had his father died 1 week before just because of this black fungus. So now the problem was that he was hospitalized, and he was told that now you have to take the injection of steroid, otherwise you are going to die. But before steroid, we need to search for the kidneys because we need to do your kidney transplantation. Otherwise, because of steroid, you are still going to die. So in that case, the family, they took volunteer discharge from the hospital, and they called me that we have something very important to discuss with you. I usually do not go to patients' places because I do not get the time. But anyhow, because of his father's death, I have to go and meet him. So I went to their home, and they explained me everything with all documents and everything. So I thought that they want to start allopathic medicine. So they are asking for my permission. Like, we are under your medication. Should I shift to allopathy or not? So I said that, we can go with integration also. If you want, you can take this treatment. He said, my doctors told me that you will die with this steroid because your kidneys are already not functioning. So what to do? I said, what do you want? His mother said, he was that time 37 years old man. It's a incident of around 2021, something, you know. And his mother told me that once he was actually died, but you made him alive with homeopathy 8 years back. And for this 8 years, we all forgot that he has CKD because he was living a totally normal life. He's manager in Kotak Mahindra Bank. And they said, Madam, this time also, I am giving my son to you. If destiny has written death for him, let him die with your medicine. We are not ready to admit him to allopathic hospital. And Karishma, it was a challenge for me because I never ever had deal with a case of mucormycosis before that. Because black fungus came only after COVID. In the books, it is mentioned it was there in the history, but I don't know. I was not that time. So I started medicine. I gave him some medicine and asked him to report me in every 3 days. Every 3 days, I used to change the medicine. I just went with symptomatic treatment with lot of nosodes and sarcodes. I usually use lot of toxicological remedies in my practice because I feel that toxins are there. So much toxins are there in the planet, and that's why our immunity is getting damaged. So I use so many medicine, and you won't believe that within 37 days or 45 days, he resumed his job as a manager. No bed rest, nothing, nothing. And he sent me selfie from his office showing me that I resumed this work. It was really like a miracle. I sent this case to Golden Book of World Record, and this is my second world record. I have 4 world records in my name, so this is the second world record. That's why this case is so near to me. I didn't sleep for 40 days while handling this case. Honestly speaking, when I used to get up in the morning, when I was dealing with this case, every morning I used to scare like this, oh my God, now I will get the call that he is no more. And I used to message him, good morning. And I used to wait like anything that, please reply me soon, please reply me soon, so that I should come to know that you are alive. So this case made me diabetic. Because of such mental stress, I landed in diabetes. But it was, now I feel that it is really worthy. If God has given me even something more than diabetes, still I was ready to take for such case. And this patient is absolutely fine now. He's living his life. So I have thousands of cases like this. One case came to me many years before, and he was very, alcoholic person with secondary infiltration in his liver with ascites and AKD. So, and his creatinine that time was 19.82. 19.82. Normal it is 1.42 something. So I gave him some homeopathy medicine and I told him to go and check creatinine after 8 days. Within 8 days, without any dialysis, his creatinine came 1.42. Exact. And I requested them that he should go for ultrasound so that I can tally the report before and after. But they didn't. Maybe some financial issues or something. Finally, I told them I will give you the money and take him to the ultrasound. So they went to the ultrasound for after 3 months. Uh, this patient approached me in March 2020 and they did the ultrasound in June 2020. And you won't believe that everything was absolutely fine. No filtration in liver, no ascites, nothing, nothing. The patient came later on again for 1 month for the treatment and somehow he again started drinking alcohol. And after that, I didn't see him. But this case made my first Golden Book of World Record. So like that, I have thousands of cases. My expert area is autism. When you are bringing back the speech of the child, when you are turning a non-verbal autism into a verbal autism, when you are treating autism and matching the report of before and after with psychometry tests and with the parents' videos, the changes in the child which parents are observing, it is, nothing can pay you like the satisfaction when you get when you achieve something different. I'm really thankful to God that he gave me such a noble profession. We all are in a noble profession. God has given this opportunity to earn money is really really easy because now I am earning in 7 currencies in the world. I'm working in 5 zones, so money is nothing for me. But when you earn parents, when you earn people, when you earn their trust, when you earn such good relations, this is your real achievement, I feel. So I'm really thankful to God and thank you so much for asking this question. I appreciate.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Ma'am, the last question for today would be what message you would share with all the women out there who are struggling to balance their careers, health, and personal life?
See, I'm not a great person to give any message or advice. I can just share what I went through. I struggled a lot for my career because I got married in a very conservative Marwadi family. I'm Marwadi, so you know our culture, Indian culture, and especially Marwadi culture. So the family was very conservative. So it was very difficult to convince them for the practice, for the practicing hours, and for the freedom. Where you are not allowed to wear what you want, where you are not allowed to eat what you want. You see, it is not possible for you to practice. But I struggled anyhow. For that, I used to I used to deliver these public seminars. I used to visit small organization and request them that I want to take a free lecture for you. My father-in-law used to say, what you are getting from such lectures? They all are free. You are not earning and you are just wasting the time over there. But I knew that what I am earning. So I started this, and whenever I used to go for seminar, I used to take my mother-in-law with me. When she started observing that, oh my God, she's a very talented girl. She's intelligent. She talks so fluently and she has lot of followers, how people respect her, how they ask the question, how she satisfy their queries. Gradually, she started developing respect for me. And the day came when she stood for me. You know, the person who was totally opposite, she was totally opposite for about me practicing, but she stood for me and she told in my family that she will work because she has a talent. We can't spoil her life. She is educated girl and she should work. So in that way, my family started looking at me. So my dear friends, my dear women, I just want to tell you one thing, that if nobody supports you, do not give up. Do not enforce yourself on them. Give them time, understand their mental, go 2 feet back. You know, if you want them to come forward, you have to go backward in their time, in their era, and fulfill your all duties. If you will fulfill all your duties, nobody can put a finger on you. Nobody has any comment for you, negative comment, because what would they say? You are doing everything for them. So in that way, you see, I did everything for my family. I achieved their confidence, and the way I made it, it took years. It's not like it took months and I became a doctor. It's not like that. I had a degree only, but I was not doctor that time. And gradually then I become doctor. I started my practice, and then gradually I become a physician. You know what is the difference between doctor and physician? Doctor is the person who deals with the patient when patient approaches him to his clinic. But physician is a healer who deals the society even when he is not in the clinic. That's why I am taking all these social programs, awareness program about lifestyle disorder, about depression and everything. And I started doing this on radio, All India Radio. Then I started writing article. I wrote more than 300 articles in English, and my articles got published in English, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Tamil, everywhere. Then for 10, 15 years, I dedicated my life for this society. And when I felt that, yes, now I'm done with this society, then I started dedicating my life towards my academic career. With working, I started teaching. I started delivering seminars, because till then my son also passed 10th. You know, my first duty was towards him. So when he passed 10th, I started my international activities later on. So I planned everything with patience, and I kept a lot patience for that, because I wanted to be a very successful homeopath, very world famous person like I am today. But before that, I really wanted to be a very good wife and very good mother, because my best satisfaction in that, when my son calls me the best mother of the world. So this is how I work, and my suggestion is only that, not the advice, just a suggestion, that keep patience. If something is written here in your destiny, you are going to get it anyhow. Don't worry.
So true, ma'am. So true. Ma'am, so I think the main takeaway from today's session would be, where there is a will, there are thousand ways. Like you have changed that proverb for us
Yes.
today.
Yes.
I just like to announce that for all our viewers, this was like a trailer, and ma'am is going to be with us as a speaker at the Just Wow conference, which is the topic for the conference is Wonders of Homeopathy in Women's Health, and this conference is free for everyone. anyone can join it. It is going to be on Zoom online. It's an online conference which is going to be hosted by Hope platform. So I would request all the viewers today to please register for this conference and learn such from a pioneer, I would say pioneer in homeopathy like Dr. Kavita Chandak ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving your valuable time to us today.
Thank you,
And I
Karishma.
hope
Even
I.
you gave me a new word, pioneer. Till now, in European Liga, when I usually go there, they have given me a very different name. Last time I was there with my husband and son in Spain, and one doctor from Chile came, and I introduced him with my son, and I asked him, "Did you recognize me?" He said, "Yes." He's around 80 years old. So I was very doubtful whether he recognized me or not. I said, "So what is my name?" He said, "You are the famous Kavita."
Okay.
So, when you get good appreciation in presence of your children, that really matters. Because for whom we are working for our kids. We just want to be a role model for our kids. So first duty is towards kid, towards family, and then career comes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. True. So thank you so much, ma'am, for today. And we'll meet you at the Just War conference.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank
much.
you. Good night, everyone. Bye. Happy Women's Day. Bye bye.
Happy Women's Day too.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye.